Staters, I got meteorologist Stephen Elmore, meteorologist Stephen Abshire with me as well. We're tracking a lot of storms across 5 countries that stretch all the way from the Missouri-Arkansas border south into Texas. We want to give you an update on this severe thunderstorm warning for Scott County. It does clip the southeastern portion there towards, where we're talking about, Abshire? The bluff?
Oh, Pencil Bluff.
Pencil Bluff. We're towards the Pencil Bluff area. We're going to zoom in a little bit closer. All right, lots of widespread heavy rain right now across LaFleur County.
Flash flood warning coming in for Scott County.
Oh, new flash flood warning that's going to be coming in for Scott County. You see the red now, right over Waldron. That's very torrential heavy rain, and we've got some hail reporting with this cell too. But for Scott County, we've got a new flash flood warning that will be coming very shortly once it's ingested into the map, and you'll see it. It's going to look kind of like what you see down towards the south and west, where it's dark red, kind of more of a maroon, and then highlighted by the light green color. But lots of heavy rain in the River Valley. The River Valley has the highest severe threat. We have that tornado watch for Scott County that still lasts, and then for Yell, and then south into Polk County. But let's take a closer look at this cell. You see kind of where you've got some inflow right there on the south side of the storm. There is some rotation that's going to be crossing the county line here very shortly. But boy, there's a lot of lightning with this cell from Blansett north to Waldron and then south to Big Fork. That's where we're tracking most of this rain right now. And it's be coming towards Acorn, Yokanna, Parks, Harvey, and Gravely. You're kind of in between some of the ridges of the Ouachita National Forest down here. But big cell coming in. I want to show you some of the rotation that we have at this time. It's just north of the Big Fork area. So Pencil Bluff, Sims, Ouachita, Story, Gibbs, that's all right along Arkansas 88 is where we're watching this. But it's moving north and east, so it's going to go over some of the ridges next and then eventually head towards Briggsville, Gravely, and Harvey eventually as it crosses some of the mountainsides here in the northern Ouachitas. But this is where we're watching some of that rotation where you see the blue and the green starting to mix together. It's a broad rotation, but it is moving north, and as it moves north into Scott County, it is weakening a little bit, so we'll continue to watch that. The bigger threat is the hail, though. We've been watching that hail core all the way from Texas. This is a long-lived thunderstorm, and now it's here in Arkansas, continuing to move northeast by about 45 miles per hour. Lots of lightning with this cell, too. But boy, we're talking about some very heavy rain. Heavy rain's actually our primary threat, but it looks like we're getting some of the highest hail counts near Parks and Harvey. They're along Arkansas 28. So you're right in some of these ridges here coming into Scott County. Parks and Harvey. Once you kind of head just east of Keener, this is just off of 71. So 71 branches off to 28, and you head eastbound. Just beautiful country to drive through, but that's where we're watching this hail. The blue color shows you the hail pocket that we've got up to golf ball sized hail reporting right near the county line between Scott County and Polk County. This will continue to move north and east towards Gravely here very, very shortly. Otherwise, very heavy rain continues. There's the severe thunderstorm warning that includes Scott and Polk. But you expand the view, guys, this is just torrential downpours that we're getting right now all across western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma. Looks like we got kind of a newer tornado warning in North Texas too. You see this line of red and even sometimes pink? That's the leading edge of the next round, but it should stay just towards our south. We're noticing kind of south of LaFleur County, kind of where you see this white line, south of Big Cedar, south of Poto, south of Heavener, Worcester, and Howe is where the atmosphere is still ready for this line off towards the south. Once you get farther north, we've really just turned over things to rain and almost too much rainfall because we've got the flash flood warnings that are going to continue to probably be expanded. Well, overall, we're still expecting 2 to 3 inches of rain. Some of us already picked up about 2 to 3 inches of rain, especially in Sequoia County, and expect another inch or two coming in over the next couple of hours. But it's this one storm that we're carefully watching, crossing into Scott County, closer look to just south and east of Waldron. The hail pocket will probably stay out of Waldron. It's going to be more towards Parks and Harvey and Gravely as you're in southeastern Scott County. But we're right on some of these ridges here. So anywhere between 28 and 270. So you kind of split the mountain there, southern Scott County into Polk County, and that's where we're watching the hail threat right now. All right, so this is a closer look in northwest Arkansas. You may be wondering, what am I getting at my house? We've got lots of heavy rain, but guys, the severe threat's really low for us in Benton County, Washington County. We're just raining out these storms right now. Good axis of very heavy rain right along 265, east side of Fayetteville, Goshen, Sonora. We're getting pounded by some of this rain. Durham and West Fork, especially east of the interstate, we're getting that heavy rain. Looks like it's just a tad bit lighter west towards Devil's Den. Very heavy rain over us in Siloam, Decatur, Gentry, Heifel, we're getting it too. It looks like we're kind of filling in right along Highway 412. Guys, it's just a soaking rain right now across Northwest. And the River Valley, it's kind of hit or miss at the moment. We've got areas where it's a little bit lighter. Like, for example, you can actually see Lake Worcester right now. It's just got a couple sprinkles at the moment, but very heavy rain's about to move in. And then you look eastbound, Clarksville, more light rain, kind of light rain over Charleston and Fort Chaffee getting some of that light rain, Lavaca, Bloomer. But more heavy rain's just coming in from the south. That's coming in from Greenwood right now. So that rain's headed north into Fort Smith and Fort Chaffee, Chaffee Crossing. Torrential rains from Boonville headed westbound towards the county line, and then Waldron's where we have some of the heaviest rain right now. And it's on the southeast side of town. So once you're headed south and you go past the ball fields there, on Main Street on 71, that's on the left-hand side, you just go outside of town, and once you pass the ball fields, it is very heavy rain coming into Waldron and the rest of 71. You even take it west or take it east on 250 as you're headed towards the rest of Scott County. I mean, you're headed eastbound towards Union Hill and towards Hunt, but that's all eastbound in Scott County. Very heavy rain for us in the rural part of the county. And that's what we're going to expect here for a while. Look at the temperatures. Anywhere you see the 60s, you still have a threat for some of that severe weather. And that's why we're talking about Scott County. That's where it's warmest right now. We're in the 40s in northwest Arkansas, at least for some of us. That's just too cold for storms. We've got very heavy rain, and that's going to continue. Maybe some rumbles of thunder and some lightning. Those may continue as well. All right, this is live look in Ozark. You're looking down the Arkansas River. You can see the bridge there, kind of lit up. What you're going to notice are some flashes of lightning, too. We got one of the towers off in the distance, so ignore all the flashes except for that one. But you see some flashes just kind of illuminate the screen every once in a while. But you're looking from Ozark, and you're looking back towards the south and east. More towards Waldron would kind of be behind me, headed there. You see that flash? Really bright skies across southern Franklin County and headed into Scott County. That's where our biggest thunderstorm is right now. But very heavy rain for us in Ozark, and that'll continue. Torrential downpours across northwest Arkansas. In fact, some of the heaviest rain has been in northwest, even though we're really not getting a severe threat. And that'll be the case for the rest of the night, too. No severe threats really expected for northwest. Overall, from here on out, we're expecting at least another inch to fall in some of these areas, maybe up to 2. But for eastern Scott County, that's where we're going to be picking up a lot of water, and we're picking it up pretty frequently right now. As we look towards this weekend, more sunshine's going to be back in the forecast. It'll be good. We'll be back to the 60s. It'll be nice. In the River Valley, we got 70s by Sunday. So I'm going to back things up a little bit. So you back to the radar. Do a quick run through on the latest on that storm. There's that new flash flood warning that the Stevens were talking about from Blancett south to Rich Mountain, Hatfield, and Mena. So this extends into Polk County and all the way south to Vandervoort. That's where we have the flash flooding threat. It looks like the rotation continues to weaken when you're looking at the new scans. It is actively crossing the state line where you see that blue and the red. There's a little rotation still in the atmosphere, but as it lifts north, it starts to dilute a little bit. It starts to kind of fall apart, but a lot of rain's coming down in this cell. Looks like the hail is crossing the county line right now, so this is, once again, just southeast of Waldron. So we're talking about Parks and Harvey, kind of right in here, Parks and Harvey, as you're headed east to Gravely. That's where we're watching some of that hail to come in next. Right now it's over the mountains, over really kind of Y-City. Y-City's about here. We've been getting some of that hail in Y-City. Let us know if you're in southern Scott County, northern Polk County, if you're getting some of this hail. Otherwise, we're kind of free from hail. You go north into the floor, Sebastian, Franklin, Logan counties, looking a lot better. If you look real closely, you see all kind of the little lightning strikes just across the map. A little bit hard to see when we have the earth layer on right now. But we have several flashes of lightning just anywhere across the river valley. But the hail threat continues to move north. We've got it crossing actively into Scott County, mainly over the ridges that are just south of Parks. So you're kind of in there's those ATV trails that are just outside of Y-City, just by those mountainsides. But Arkansas 926 kind of goes in between, but this is really anywhere between 270 and 28. Keener is about here. Parks, you're about here. So if you're living Parks, you could be getting some of that hail very shortly, if not already. And then east towards Cedar Creek and Sanders, we're right in some of these valleys in eastern Scott County. We could be getting some of that hail. So this will continue to track north and east. Over time, it does continue to weaken. Guys, this thing was dropping 2-inch size hail earlier today across Texas and southern Oklahoma. It'll continue to weaken. New severe thunderstorm warning coming out as they're going to trim the previous warning. So now this is just extreme North Polk County and then into southeastern Scott County. Also Yell County we're starting to get included too, all the way towards Gravely. So we'll continue to watch this for you. Moving north and east, 45 miles per hour. You live in Yell County, this is a storm that you want to watch and pay attention to closely, as it still has the hail threat, but it is weakening as it makes its journey towards the north and east. We'll continue to monitor this for you. Right now the rotation's a lot weaker, but hail continues to fall in the southeastern corner of the county. Once again, make sure you keep it here, keep it local, and as always, we'll keep you advised.